Hey everybody, I wanted to come on and talk about the difference between being an interspecies intuitive versus being an animal communicator and why I choose to identify as an interspecies intuitive. So first and foremost, I feel like most people have heard of animal communicators, and I feel like it really lends itself to this idea that animal communication should be some sort of verbal communication, even if it's not through spoken word, that it should just be through verbal content. And, in my experience and most of the other interspecies intuitives and animal communicators that I've talked to, animal communication is a full body, full intuitive experience, meaning we may hear phrases, words, song lyrics, musical notes or tones as part of the communication. But for me, like, so much of the communication primarily comes through images, pictures, symbols, feelings, impressions. And I will get like downloads of information. So for me, often like the animal will send me a picture, and when I bring my awareness to that image that they send, the only way I can describe it, it's like there's a whole download of a packet of information that happens. So for me, often communicating with an animal, it isn't like having a conversation where there's back and forth like a human. Now, I can guide that into happening, but I found the really profound, deep wisdom, the really transformative wisdom that comes forward. It's a very different experience. And that has led me into channeling, which is really becoming, allowing our consciousness to kind of step aside and allowing, the wisdom or the information of another being just to pass through us. So why an interspecies intuitive? So for me, also, animal communicator feels really limiting. As a shamanic practitioner, so much of our viewpoint and how we connect and integrate and see our place in nature is seeing that everything is alive and that the trees have wisdom to share. The bodies of water has wisdom to share. The earth, the soil, the rocks, that everything has a consciousness. Now, albeit it may show up differently than ours, but that everything has wisdom to share and has the ability to communicate in some capacity. And that when we see ourselves as part of this integrated whole, we have the ability to step into the state of oneness and the state of deep interconnection. So for me, it was just a choice. I love interspecies intuitive because I feel like it opens up what I do to all of the beings on the planet, not just the animal kingdom. But also for me, I feel like it really conveys this deeper understanding of what it means to communicate with another being that doesn't use spoken word to communicate. I feel like it's a more accurate description of what animal communication is like, where it is this full sensory experience of learning and really refining and attuning and learning to pick up information in different ways. So I feel like one of the most powerful things that all of us who are alive can do is to really develop our intuition. It becomes such a safety net. Our body and our intuition never lies, but our mind can really convince us that some things that are in our best interest aren't. So I really feel like the path to authenticity, to living a really heartfelt, fulfilling life is really getting in touch, coming home to your body, listening to the wisdom of our body. And that to me is a full intuition, full sensory experience. So I'd love to hear your comments. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. Thanks so much.